I had a client once never go more than a week without a painful flare-up. They would try some activities on their own, and they would end up the next couple days aching and struggling to do basic movements. They would try and hire a trainer and end up bedridden for a few days after trying some new move. It was affecting their work, it was affecting their productivity, it was affecting their relationships, their entire quality of life, until we figured out a plan. And here's the thing. They'd already been cleared from physical therapy. They had no imaging to show damage or pain. It had become a chronic state of hurting, feeling better, hurting, feeling better. And they just didn't have a solution, and they were just kind of left in limbo, that gap. They needed a bridge from their therapy to the training floor, and here's what we did. Number one, we figured out exactly what they have access to, what they're comfortable with right now, aka what range of motion do they have? What possibilities and positions do they feel safe and relaxed in? This was the start of our movement selection. Number two, we figured out exactly the total amount of work that they could tolerate, aka what amount of time, intensity, volume, and even skill could they handle? That was our start on total workload. Then the third one, we figured out exactly what 2 or 3 drills they could do right now to gain more access to more range of motion and more positions to feel safe and relaxed in. We did this daily, and we progressed as needed. Keep in mind, during all of this, we are not treating the pain itself. We are simply finding what that person is capable of and using that. Number 4, we figured out exactly how many steps they could tolerate right now, whether it be 500 steps a day or 10,000 steps a day. And then we just used what I call the 10% rule to increase every single week without flare-ups. And then here's the important part. When a flare-up happened, I did everything possible to encourage them to try to still go out for walks as long as it did not exacerbate it. And oftentimes they felt better after. And we did that for 12 weeks straight to go from 1,500 steps a day to 6,500 steps a day with no problems with that walking. Number 5, and probably the absolute most important, we had open conversations on pain and the psychological and physiological implications of it. We talked about what pain is and what pain isn't. We talked about what the body is capable of and when it can present with pain. We had all of these discussions so that they understood actually what they were going through. And then as a bonus, I always had a physical therapist in my back pocket in case that flare-up became more than just what a personal trainer or somebody like myself can handle. And we used that physical therapist to help when things felt exacerbated or uncontrollable and when we didn't have options, which was only once over that 12-week span. And it became something that then we could keep in our back pocket in the future. The result? Now no more flare-ups, and even recently decided to go hike Mount LeConte, a big mountain in our area. So you have the ability to do these things. It just takes a diligent start, a diligent process, and figuring out how the communication with your own body can work over time.